Welcome live to Carlsbad. Not quite yet live on the radio and the internet, at least for our pregame show. Just giving you a heads up what's going on right now here in Carlsbad. They're having senior night, so they're introducing the seniors for the Carlsbad squad first. Have not done warm-ups yet. JV just finished up their game, and unfortunately Carlsbad wins that one 46-40, a 6-point victory there. Low-scoring contest in that game earlier. Varsity tonight, of course, the Hobbs Eagles taking on the Carlsbad. It has really no implications in terms of Carlsbad really moving up in the standings, but if Hobbs loses this game tonight and Roswell able to knock off Clovis like they should, that could give Roswell the #1 seed in the district tournament, which would basically mean they would get to host the championship game on Saturday next week. And that would put Hobbs more than likely to semifinal game hosting on Thursday, then have to win that one to go on to the championship of the district tournament. Now, it's important that both teams get a shot at that game next week, because the winner of the regular season also gets a shot, already gets their ticket punch for the state tournament. So if you're the regular season champ, if Hobbs were to lose tonight and Roswell wins, that means they will get the automatic bid to the tournament. And then, of course, the district tournament comes up next week, and if you win that one, you can also get a bid at that route as well. Now, just because you don't win the district tournament doesn't mean you can't make the state tournament, because, of course, Hobbs ranks second in the state right now, has a little bit of a leg room to work with. Same with Roswell. I mean, they're ranked 4th in the Max Preps poll. Hobbs is #2, so both those teams are definitely going to be in the tournament. The question is how the numbers of the seedings will be for those squads. So it is an important game tonight. The winner of this contest, the Hobbs Eagles, if they are that winner, they would still have to have a pre-playoff game on Monday. That's already been set. That would be between Hobbs and Roswell. That'll be a 6 o'clock start time here in Carlsbad, and the winner of that game would be the #1 seed for the district tournament. So, again, that game still has to be played Monday. If the way things should go, if Hobbs wins and Roswell wins, that will be the game Monday between those two teams. Carlsbad has no chance for a #1 seed for regular season coming into the district tournament. And, of course, Clovis is 0-5 right now. So they're just kind of hopefully the pickoff artists tonight, knock off Roswell in that final game of the district schedule. Hobbs Lady Eagles already got their regular season championship punched this past week with their win. They beat, of course, Clovis on Friday night, so they don't have to worry about this game tonight in terms of standings or seedings. Definitely would like to win it for just the final win of the district, 6-0, but definitely a big game for them at Task Arena. They have senior night going on there as well. We'll have both broadcasts going on the internet, hobbsamerica.com, as you might be watching right now. And then, of course, on the radio, Cool 95.7 for boys, and the girls will have the Eagle 100.5. So we have not started the pregame show yet. They are doing the senior night event here on the court in Carlsbad. So we'll take a quick break and come back with the pregame show in just a few minutes. You're listening and watching live, hobbsamerica.com, YouTube, the Cool 95.7 Facebook page, and on the radio, Cool 95.7. Welcome, everyone, to Carlsbad, New Mexico. It's time for Hobbs Eagle basketball. Live on the radio at Cool 95.7 on the internet, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Ty Friend with you tonight. Manuel back at the station. Allison Friend on camera and Jessica Friend on the scoreboard as we get ready for a final district game of the season, for the regular season, we should say, as the Hobbs Eagles take on Carlsbad. This game has got a lot of importance for the Hobbs Eagles. If they win this contest and Roswell beats Clovis tonight, both teams will have a pre-playoff game on Monday at 6 here at Carlsbad. The winner of that game Monday would be the number 1 seed at the district tournament. Also would punch their ticket for an automatic berth at the state tournament. So, and again, if you're the regular season champ, the tournament champ that we play next week cannot overseed you at the state tournament. So it's a very big thing to get the regular season championship if possible. Again, Hobbs has to win tonight to be in that pre-playoff game. Roswell the same case. If one of the teams loses, they will be the 2nd seed. Both of them sit right now at 4-1 on the season. Carlsbad really can't do much in terms of their standing with their record currently 2-3. So they like to pick off a win against the Eagles at home on their senior night, but it's not going to change their status as the number 3rd seed at the tournament. And of course, Clovis is 0-5 right now. A big upset over Roswell would be nice tonight, but we'll have to see if that does happen. But anyway, that's the situation. Again, Hobbs with the win, Roswell with the win over Clovis will put both those two teams, Roswell and Hobbs, in a pre-playoff game on Monday. Definitely a big one going to be right here in Carlsbad. That'll be an earlier start, though, at 6 o'clock. And, of course, the Hobbs Eagles got the win this past week as they got the victory over Clovis and closing out the second win against them, 75-49, which was bigger than their win on the road by 12 in Clovis. This one was by 26. Big night again for Abraham Pena. He got a double-double, 27 points and 11 rebounds, and almost perfect on the line, 9 of 10 for 90%. So he's had a great season shooting from the free throw line as well. And there's been quite a few games, even though he gets the 20s and the 30s, that he has not had a tray, which was the case against Clovis. So all the traditional style shooting for him, plus the free throws added on top of that. Great night for Abraham Pena. Other scoring for the Eagles in that contest, only one other guy getting in double figures, and that was Braddock Beatty coming off the bench. He also had 6 rebounds. Actually, he was a starter in that one. 6 rebounds for him as well. A great balanced game for him throughout. A couple other guys getting close to double figures. Parker Henderson close to a double-double. He had 9 points and 10 rebounds. The problem was he missed his last 4 free throws. He was 1 of 5 from the line. Even one of those would have made him a double-double, but still good numbers for him, especially cleaning the glass for the Eagles. Peyton Hodge, he had 9 points, hit a tray for Hobbs, and 4 rebounds to his name. And those were the top scorers for the Eagles. Jairus Turbiatas had 6 points, 6 rebounds. Josiah Clay coming off the bench with a tray and 5 points. He also had 2 boards for the Eagles. Hobbs had a close one starting that game. We're tied 12-12 at the end of the first quarter. Clovis doing a good job keeping up with them. Eagles did get the lead by halftime by 9, 32-23, as they outscored Clovis 20-11 in that second quarter. Eagles still up by 9 at the end of 3, 49-40, and then advanced with 26 points in the fourth quarter to just 9 for Clovis to get the 26-point victory. Best part about the game in that one, besides the big scoring, was 6 turnovers. That was it, single digit when it came to that. Eagles hit 4 3-pointers and out-rebounded Clovis 43-33. They caused 13 turnovers for the Wildcats in that ball game. And Hobbs shooting on the free throw line, 12 of 19 for 63%. One of the only games that the Hobbs Eagles have had more free throw attempts than their opponents this season. So that was a glaring difference there. But Eagles getting that win to get their record to 21-4 overall, and once again 4-1 in the district. So this battle tonight, of course, the second time in district that these two teams have played, but it's actually the third time this season. If you remember, the Eagles knocked off Carlsbad in the City of Champions Classic in Artesia, and so that got them the first win, and then they turned around and won a very close ball game by 3 at Tasker Arena. So Hobbs 2-0 against the Carlsbad Cavemen up to this point. In that first game that they played in Artesia on that neutral court, a little bit of a struggle for part of that ball game, but the Eagles come up with an 11-point win, 63-52. 19 points for Abraham Pena, 4 rebounds in that contest. He also put through 3 3-pointers for the Eagles' cause. They also got 12 from Peyton Hodge, also 8 rebounds, getting close to a double-double there. And Parker Henderson managed to get 9 points in that ball game. Eagles were 17 of 27 from the free throw line for 62%, very similar to their numbers against Clovis this past Friday night. Eagles had 16 turnovers in that ball game compared to a total of 21 for Carlsbad. So the Cavemen having some issues taking control of the basketball. Their top scorer in that game was Kyron Orgain. He was close to double-double with 17 points. He finished up with 9 rebounds and was 6 of 8 from the free throw stripe. Also dumped in 3 3-pointers. Definitely a guy the Eagles have to watch out for in this game is Orgain. Other than that, they had one other double-digit score, one of their top scorers of the season as well. Shane Sullivan finished with 10 points. Perfect on the line, 2 for 2, hit a tray, and had 6 rebounds. So only 2 in double digits. Carlsbad shot 12 of 19 for 63% from the free throw line. They were out-rebounded 32-28 by the Eagles. And again, that 21 turnovers, definitely the turnaround for Hobbs to get the win in that one. But 8 trays. Hobbs has got to be careful about the outside shooting of this Caveman squad. Definitely something that they like to work is the outside shot as much as possible. In the second game that occurred at Tasker Arena, it was just a 3-point ball game as the Hobbs Eagles able to squeak that one out after leading by double digits in the second half. 49-46 the final in that one. No over-the-top scoring for Hobbs. In fact, only 2 guys getting in double digits. Abraham Payne with 10 points and 4 rebounds. Did not get a tray in the game. Was perfect 2 for 2 on the line. And Parker Henderson managing a double-double in that one. He had 10 points and 10 boards. So those 2 guys kind of propped up the scoring. Peyton Hodge did manage 8 points and 4 boards. Jairus Turbiantis 6 points and 3 rebounds for the Eagles. Hobbs did have 15 turnovers in that ball game, and that was compared to 14 for Carlsbad. They had 1 less than the Eagles. Rebounding definitely in the pocket of the Eagles, 30-25. But again, thanks to those 10 boards for Parker Henderson. Carlsbad got 16 out of Shane Sullivan. He was the only guy in double digits, kind of a quiet scoring night for the Cavemen in that contest. Carmen Orgain finished with 8 points on 2 trays, and then it was 6 for Mario De Leon, a sophomore, in the contest. They had 5 3-pointers in that game and were 11 of 14 for 78% from the charity stripe. So it wasn't a big scoring game, only a total of 95 points, 49-46, the final score in the contest in favor of the Eagles. And we should also mention, too, Hobbs didn't get to shoot a lot of free throws in their game at Tasker Arena, 4 for 8 for 50%. But that's pretty much what Carlsbad likes to do. They like to keep their opponent low scoring as possible, and that's definitely what they want to see against this Eagles squad. Loves to run the ball up and down the court, play some transition basketball. It's exactly what Coach Summerton wants to shut down. Top scorer on the season for the Eagles, Abraham Pena. He's averaging 17.5 points a game, leads the team with 3-pointers. He's had a few games where he's been top scorer without even 1 tray, but still has 42, a big-time lead in terms of that category for the scoring for Hobbs. In second right now with scoring, Jairus Turbiantis, 9.9 points a game. He's also got the leading rebounding numbers at 8.5. And remarkably, too, 16 3-pointers for one of their big men. That's definitely some good numbers. Good stroke from the outside for Jairus. Right behind him in scoring, Parker Henderson. He's averaging 9.5 points a game and is second in rebounding at 6.6. He always loved to have a 7-footer inside the paint, especially for this Hobbs Eagles squad. Peyton Hodge, he's third on the scoring. Actually, he's second in the scoring. He will not be starting tonight, I should say, though. 10 points a game for Hodge. He also has 17 3-point shots going through this season. He is currently third on the team and stroking it from the outside. Again, he will not start. He's been out of practice a couple of games this week, or a couple of days this week, so he will be replaced by Lyric Soria in that starting lineup. And Braddock Beatty, another starter for the Eagles, averaging 4.2 points a contest. He has 56 rebounds on the season. The Hobbs Eagles are only averaging 13.8 turnovers a game, 17 for their opponents, so they have 3 less a game, which is keeping them in scoring position throughout contests. Hobbs is shooting 66% from the free throw line. Their opponents at 66%, so dead heat there. Although Hobbs has shot 195 less free throws than their opponents, almost 200 less free throws. That's a very glaring stat there. Eagles have averaged 69 points this season, only giving up 54, so on the average been winning by about 15 points a ball game. Rebounds are also leading too, 33-25 in the average, about 8 more boards a game than their opponents. That's definitely a good number as well. The 3-point shot, though, is led by the opponents. They've got 137 against the Eagles. Hobbs at 132. 22% of the Eagles' scoring is from 3-point range compared to 32% for their opponents. So it's the Hobbs Eagles and the Carlsbad Cavemen. Final game of the district schedule, live here on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. We're going to take a quick timeout for the national anthem and introductions. We'll come back in 2 minutes on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back live here in Carlsbad, Hobbs Eagle Hoops. Final game of the district schedule for the regular season. Of course, the Eagles will be in the district tournament next week, live on all of our broadcasting stations. It is senior night for Carlsbad. They already got that taken care of, so we are ready for the introductions. But let's talk about these two teams in terms of head-to-head so far. Again, Eagles have won both of the matchups so far this season by a total of 12, and then, of course, 3 at Tasker Arena. Right now, in terms of scoring, their leading scorer against the Eagles in those two games is Shane Sullivan. He's averaging 13 points. He had 10 in game 1 and 16 in game 2, and has a total of 12 rebounds. Eagles definitely want to keep him off the free throw line, too. He is 11 of 13, so definitely a scoring threat for Carlsbad. Right behind him, Carmen Orgain. He's averaging 12.5 points a game and has 10 rebounds so far. He is 6 of 8 on the line, and that's just in one game. He did not get free throws at Tasker Arena, so another top scorer for them on the season. Scoring 6 points a game against the Eagles in 2 contests, Zenas Huerta. He's perfect 2 for 2 on the line. And Jacob Chavarria is averaging 5.5 points a game. He's got 12 rebounds, averaging 6 a contest. So those are pretty much their top scoring threats so far in the 2 games prior to this one. For your Hobbs Eagles, averaging double digits against the Cavemen is Abraham Pena, 14.5 points a game. He had 19 in game 1. That was in Artesia, and 10 in game 2 at Tasker Arena. But he is perfect on the charity stripe in those 2 contests, 7 of 7 from the line for Abraham Pena. Also leading with the scoring for the Eagles, Parker Henderson's had a good matchup against Carlsbad, averaging 9.5 points a game, 9 in game 1, 10 in game 2, and has 12 rebounds. He is averaging 6 in those 2 contests. And they just turned the lights off on us here as they got the floodlights going on all over the place. Let me get my flashlight out here. So Parker Henderson at 9.5 points and 6 rebounds a game against Carlsbad. Jairus Turbiatis is averaging 5 points as well a game. He's got 12 rebounds, so 6 a contest for the Eagles. Peyton Hodge averaging 5 points a game. He's got 12 boards against Carlsbad, 6 a contest as well. So guys are really starting to get the glass against this Carlsbad team, and they have to do that because they don't get a lot of scoring. Carlsbad likes to shut down the point production for their opponents, and they showed that in that 49-46 game at Tasker Arena. In terms of free throw shooting between the 2 teams, Eagles have shot more free throws than Carlsbad in the 2 games. They've got 35 attempts. They made 60%. Carlsbad shot 33. They got 70% of theirs to go through, so a little bit higher percentage by 10% there. Rebounding advantage for the Eagles, 62-53 overall. That's 9 more boards than Carlsbad. In the turnover margin, again, in the pocket of the Eagles, only had 31 turnovers, 35 for Carlsbad. 3-point shot definitely advantage for Carlsbad. They've had 13 three-pointers converted, just 6 for the Eagles, so more than doubling the Hobbs numbers there, although Hobbs with a 2-0 record. And then points scored, Hobbs 112 and Carlsbad 98 against the Eagles. That's an average of 56-49 in those 2 contests. So Hobbs holding the advantage in a couple of categories there in terms of rebounds, also turnovers and points. And the 2 categories for Carlsbad, free throw percentage and 3-point shots converted. So that kind of gives you the tail of the tape in terms of the teams themselves. Right now, the Hobbs Eagles sitting at number 2 in the Max Preps poll. Even after that loss to Roswell a week or 2 ago, they still kept the number 2 slot, at least in the Max Preps poll. Now, the coaches poll moved Sandia up from 3 to number 2, but the Max Preps poll is what they look at pretty closely when they start to do seedings, etc., for the state tournament. Right now, Carlsbad is in the top 15. They're currently sitting at 13. So this is not really a game that's going to make any changes in the district tournament next week. But they'd like to upset the Hobbs Eagles and kind of give them another resume point when it comes to the selection committee. Once everything is said and done in the district tournaments and the automatic bids are set, teams that squeak up a higher slot because of who they've defeated that season. And beating a number 2 team from the Max Preps Bowl definitely can help out your cause in terms of seeding. So we're getting ready for some action here. The Eagles in the district have an average of 71 points against their district teams that they face. That's better than their season average. Carlsbad averaging just 49 points a game within the district and giving up just 47, though. So that tells you they play some defense. They do like to shoot the tray as well offensively. Eagles wearing their black uniforms, the gold numbers, and the trim. Carlsbad will be at home here, of course, white uniforms and the blue numbers. Last year they won one of the games out of the 3 they played by 1 point. That was to start the season against the Eagles. Hobbs blew them out by double digits in games 2 and 3. And boy, they're starting to jumper here. That's going to have a big give up on inches. 6'4", Shane Sullivan against number 7-footer Parker Henderson. Easy tip into the backcourt as usual. It's going to be to Pena. Pena bringing it across the mid-stripe. Top of the circle, waiting for some motion here. Gives it to Turbiatis, free throw line, fade away out the back of the rim. Big rebound for Henderson. He kicks it back out to the right wing. To the left corner to Beatty. Fakes a pass, drives to the left elbow, fumbles the basketball as it's stripped away by Zenas Huerta, but taken back by Beatty and laid it in on the right side of the rim. Count it. Good comeback for Beatty on that one after a turnover. Inbound of the free throw line in the backcourt. Getting bumped around is Zenas Huerta, and the Eagles going to get their first foul. Beatty playing a little bit out of control on that one on the full court pressure and picks up the first team foul for the Eagles. Still 2-0 after a steal. Both teams with a turnover. The inbound up to the far left sideline in the hands of Huerta. Cross court right to Orgain in the front court. Runner shot in front of Henderson. Misses the shot. Tipped up on the right block, but off the back of the rim by Sullivan. Pulled down by Henderson underneath the hoop. Throws it across the timeline to Pena. Back to Henderson on the give and go. A double head dunk over the front of the rim. Henderson slams it through. It's early, 4-0. 7:10 remaining first quarter. The inbound to the far left sideline knocked out by Beatty. And boy, he's being tenacious on that press. They try to get out to the far left sideline, and he knocks it out. Inbounding is Shane Sullivan back deep to the baseline. Gets it into Chamaria. He's going to take on Soria, who got the start tonight. Spin move across the timeline. Flips it over to the left wing. And dribbling up top is Sullivan. Hand off to behind Orgain. Drives the lane. Hippity hop left block. Kick out left corner. Faking a 3. Driving to the hoop is Sullivan left baseline. Lost the shot on the bottom of the backboard. Rebound by Henderson. Does it up ahead to a breaking guard. Soria misses the layup on the left side. Rebound by Sullivan. Does it up ahead to Orgain. Left corner 3. In and out. No good. Rebound right block for Sullivan. He dribbles to the hoop. Leads and shoots a sidewinder hook and is fouled. Trying to get between Beatty and Turbiatis on that right block. And they get the foul on the Eagles. So Hobbs already with 2 fouls. That'll be on Parker Henderson, his first. And that will send to the line Shane Sullivan. Shane Sullivan against the Eagles at the free throw stripe is 11 of 13 as he makes the first one there. And that'll be the first point of the game for Carlsbad. Again, Carlsbad shooting 70% against the Eagles this season from the free throw stripe. Second one good as well. He got them both at Sullivan. 2-4. Hobbs doubling up on Carlsbad. Pena one-handed across the timeline to Soria. Returns it back to Pena. Give and go to the right block. Dribbles to the right corner. Back to Soria on the right wing. Cross court left to Clay, who just barely checked in. Give it back to the right wing to Pena. Cross court left to Soria in front of the Carlsbad bench. Bounce it up top to Clay. Returns it to Soria left wing. Clay gets a screen there. Back to Pena, top of the circle. And a screen coming for Henderson. Turns and fires a pass high to Turbiatis on the right wing. He'll take a few dribbles up top. Gets away at the travel. Slid that pivot foot. Coming back to get it as Pena at the time stripe. Waiting for the screen from Turbiatis. Uses it to the left wing. Double team, kick out left to Clay, back to Pena left corner, fires up a tray, off the left rim, no good, tipped up in the air, brought down by Henderson, his 4th rebound, back to Pena on the left baseline, double team, scoop pass back to Clay on the left wing, gets the ball knocked out of his hands into the backcourt, retrieves it, he'll dribble across the timeline, behind his back, through his legs, to the right elbow, kick out right to Soria, fakes a 3, pass to Turbiatis, right corner, back to Clay on the right wing, he'll hold the basketball. Driving against Huerta, lost the ball in the paint. It's loose at the free throw line and picked away for Carlsbad by Kyron Orgain. Second Eagle turnover. Throws it across the timeline in the hands of Chamaria on the left wing. Eagles matching up man-to-man. Backs into Turbiatis, top of the arc. Slides down the lane with the dribble. Throws a high pass down to Huerta, left corner. Guarded closely by Soria, who got the start tonight. Stop and go to the free throw line for Huerta. Back door, wide open for a one-handed shot put layup on the right side is Shane Sullivan. Kind of lulled the Eagles defense to sleep on that one. We're tied at 4. Pena going to slow it down as he comes across the time stripe. Guarded by Huerta. Taking his time. Trying to see some rotation on the wings. Gives it to Turbiatis, free throw line. Back to Pena, left wing for 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. At the free throw line to pull it down to Sullivan for Carlsbad. Gets it out to his guard, Chamaria on the near side to take on Soria at the time stripe. 4:40 left, first quarter, we're tied at 4. Stop and go, uses up his dribble on the right wing. High pass to the high post, right elbow to Sullivan. Flips it out to the right wing to Chamaria. Dribbles behind his back, lost it off his knee. Picks up in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench near right. Drives baseline down the lane. Kicking up top to Sullivan. Back to the right wing for 3 for Sullivan off the side of the rim.
That was Shane Sullivan, boarded by big man for the Eagles, Parker Henderson on the right baseline, already his 5th rebound. Goes ahead front court, Surrey up top to Clay left wing, drives through 3 defenders, backdoor to Turbiatis, reverse layup underneath the hoop, left to right, and scores. Turbiatis was his first bucket, 3 scores for the Eagles already, up 6-4. Couple of passes to the timeline, brought down by Sullivan. Brandon Sullivan gets it across the time stripe to Chavarria. Backs it into Surrey up top, unloads to Shane Sullivan on the right wing, dribbles to the top of the arc, spins on the pivot, gives it back right side to Orgain. Backs in to Clay, down the lane, double clutch over the back of the rim, comes off the boards, and over the top, they're going to get Henderson. He got pulled over the top of the back of Shane Sullivan, but they called the jump first, luckily, dodging a foul there. Carlsbad fans want the over the back infamous call, but not going to get it. The player actually pulled him over the top of his back that time. The arrow's going to go to Carlsbad. Henderson and Surrey are going to take a breather. As coming in for the Eagles first time tonight, Peyton Hodge. And also it's McGahey. They go backdoor and driving baseline, laying it up and in for 2. As the score coming in for Huerta. 6-6 your score. Into the front court. Hodge up top to Clay. Back over to Hodge on the left wing. Crossover move down the lane. Fires a pass to Pena on the right wing. Up top to Clay. Clay going to drive the lane through 2 defenders. Gets tied up at the free throw line. They're going to call the travel first. And that'll be a turn for the Eagles, number 3. Trying to drive into traffic there and got caught by the trees, waving those branches around, and he got a travel before the jump. So that's 3 turnovers for Hobbs, just 1 for Carlsbad. Tied at 6 with 3:20 left in the first. Inbound deep left corner, back court to Chavarria. Dribbles up the middle of the court now against Pena. Pena sliding with him, throwing that big waist into him. A spin move for Chavarria at the top of the arc front court. Almost lost the ball, gets it over to Huerta far left. Hard dribble to the right elbow, continues down the lane, shot put down the middle of the paint and throws it through on the runner. Huerta with 2 buckets now, he's got 4. 8-6, Eagles down by 2, their first deficit of the ball game. Into the front court to the left wing is Hodge. Stop and go dribble. Fade shot from the left elbow. Bouncing off the rim a couple times. Gets his own rebound, but gets swatted going back up over the rim. Pulled down off the block by Orgain. Tries to bounce it back door, and they call the jump ball as Clay got a piece of the pass on the right wing before it was released. And that arrow is going to go for the Eagles. That will turn into a turnover, though. That'll be Hobbs basketball, second for the Cavemen. 8-6, Carlsbad up by 2. Both teams had a 2-point, or actually Eagles up by 4 earlier in this quarter. 2:35 remaining. Clay gets a pass front court left to Hodge. Fadeaway jumper, free throw line off the back of the rim. Pulled down on the near right baseline by Orgain, his second board. Outlet to the far left to Huerta. He'll bring it across as he'll be taken on by Javen Hernandez, who just checked in. One hand pass to the right wing to Sullivan. Slides up top with the dribble. Spins back to the right side. Down through the lane. Right side is blocked away by Hernandez. That'll be a turn for Carlsbad. Tries to throw it ahead, but it's stolen back in the paint at the other end. Taken away by Dryden Priest. Turnover number 4 for the Eagles and 3 for Carlsbad now. Pass to the left wing to Priest. Gets it stripped by Pena as he tried to back out to the timeline. They call the reach foul on Pena. That'll be the first on him, the 3rd team foul. 3-0 foul count so far in favor of Carlsbad. And returning the big man, Parker Henderson. He's got 5 boards and a bucket as he comes in for Jairus Turbiatis. Still 8-6, Carlsbad by 2 with 2:01 remaining in the opening quarter. Inbounding will be Malik Mills, who just checked in for Carlsbad, far left in the front court. Throws a high one to the top of the arc to Shane Sullivan. Back it in Hernandez to the right block and then back to the three-point line in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Dribbles up top, back to the time stripe. One hand bounce pass right wing to Priest. Priest slides from right to left with a dribble. Kicks it over to left wing to Mills. Mills with a hippity hop, top of the circle against Pena. One hands it over to the right wing to Huerta. Huerta got this knocked out of his hands for a minute. Picks it back up against it. Tough D by Clay, gets a second strip and the steal. Turn number 4. Stop and go dribble, left baseline. Tries a little windmill layup and gets fouled. I'm not sure they're going to call that a shot or a pass because on the other side of the rim on the right was Parker Henderson waiting for the ball. They are going to call that a shooting foul. And they'll charge that one to Elijah Banks. That'll be his first team foul against the Cavemen, which puts Clay on the line to try to get his first points of the contest. And the first free throws attempted for the Eagles. Clay has not shot a free throw in this district schedule so far, but on the season is shooting 61%, 19 of 31 so far. Averaging 4.8 points a contest and nails the free throw. So Hobbs 1 for 1 on the line. Eagles came into the contest from the free throw stripe. shooting at 66.5%. Second shot is up and swish for Clay. 2 points for him. And in the district against the 5 opponents so far, Clay has not scored, so that's his first 2 points of the season, at least the district schedule. 8-7 is the score with 1:31 remaining here in the first. Hobbs trailing by 1 to Carlsbad. We'll come back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back to live action here in Carlsbad. Your Hobbs Eagles and Carlsbad tied at 8 here in the first with 1:27 remaining. Carlsbad after a timeout against a 1-2-2 trap for the Eagles. Into the front court to the right wing, a pass to Priest. Priest is going to cross court it over to Huerta on the left wing. He'll back out of the Eagles' pressure. Back to the timeline, a high arching pass to Chavarria. Dribbles to the right wing, gets double teamed, kicks it back left corner, 3 on the way for Huerta. Off the front of the rim, no good. Clay with the rebound in the middle of the paint for the Eagles, his first. He'll take the dribble himself, tied at 8. 1 minute left, first quarter. Slows it down as he comes across, hand off to Pena on the right wing, back to the time stripe. Waiting for Hernandez to come set up, gets the pass up top, back to Pena left wing. To Hobbs in the left baseline against double team pressure. Slings it back to Hernandez. Shot from the left elbow, wide open off the back of the rim though. Tipped around and Hodge will chase it down in the right corner for his second board. Gives it to Clay, right baseline, 15-footer off the side of the rim, no good. Pulled down by Priest for a first rebound. He gets it back to his guard, Chavarria at the baseline, then pushed by Clay. They call the foul on Josiah Clay. Extended the arm that time, his first, 14 foul, 4-1 foul count in favor of Carlsbad. And now it's going to be Soria returning at the guard spot for the Eagles. And taking a breather, Abraham Pena with 35 remaining in the quarter. Bring the ball up to the time stripe as Chavarria, picked up by Clay on that 1-2-1-1 now. Pass to the near sideline, caught by Orgain, returns it back up top to Chavarria. Tries to throw a hard one over to the left corner, but overthrows and almost takes off the head of Jorge Herrera in the left corner, wanting to spot up for a tray. And Herrera just 5'9". That pass was about 6'8" for Carlsbad's 5th turnover. 8-8 score, 19 seconds left first quarter. Up top of the arc, Hodge, driving down the right side of the lane. Alley-oop backdoor. Henderson comes down and goes back underneath the hoop and lays it up on the left side for 2. Thought there was going to be a dunk throw down there, but he gets his bucket. He's got 4 to lead the Eagles. 10-8, Hobbs by 2. Into the front court, right wing is Orgain. Fakes a 3, decides to shoot anyway on triple team pressure. It's going to be an air ball, but they call the body foul after he released the ball and the buzzer sounded. So he's going to get some free throws out of this one. And I think that was Hernandez that crashed into him. 3 defenders in the area that time. So that'll be the first on Hernandez, 15 foul. So did get the double bonus, but that will be 3 on the 3-shot for Kyron Orgain. First shot's up and off the front of the rim, no good. Carlsbad now 2 for 3 from the charity stripe. 2 more opportunities here for Orgain. Second one's a swish. He got his first point of the contest. That'll be the 4th score for Carlsbad. Eagles have had 4 scores as well. Third shot, fadeaway, is good. He got 2 of 3. And we're tied back up to end the first quarter. Carlsbad 10, your Hobbs Eagles 10. Come back with us on 60 seconds on the Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Facebook page for Cool 95.7. We start the second quarter and knotted up at 10 apiece as your Hobbs Eagles are tied with Carlsbad. Starting the second, it's Carlsbad basketball. Pass in the front court. Shane Sullivan, right wing. Gets it down right corner. 3 on the way for a gain off the back of the iron. Rebound by Parker Henderson. His 6th rebound. Henderson has 4 points. 2 apiece for Clay, Turbiotis, and Beatty. In the front court, Pena after the pass. Hands off to Beatty on the right wing. Up top to Soria. Hand off on the right side to Pena off the dribble. Comes around the left circle. Continues down the lane. Double clutch. High off the glass. Rolls around the rim and good. First bucket of the game for Abraham Pena here in the second quarter. It's now 12-10. Eagles by 2. Coming across the timeline with the crossovers, Chavarria unloads to the right wing to Shane Sullivan. Up top off the dribble, kick left to Huerta. Stop and go. Huerta to the top of the arc, comes around the right side and hands it back to Shane Sullivan. Dribbling through his legs against Turbiotis, gets bumped, turns and fires a semi-hook on the right block, no good. Another rebound for Henderson underneath, his 7. Throws it ahead to a breaking Pena, spin move right block, throws it off the glass, spins out, no good. Gets his rebound, goes back up with 2 hands on the right side off the glass and count it. Pena with 4 points and a rebound. 14-10, Eagles matching their biggest lead by 4 here in the second quarter. Dribbling behind his back now in the front court is Jacob Chavarria. Huerta leads with 4, 2 apiece for Orgain, Sullivan, and Sullivan. Pass to the right wing, 3 on the way for Orgain off the back of the rim. Just waiting for it is Henderson. Lots of 1-and-outs for Carlsbad. His 8th rebound for Henderson. Into the front court, Beatty on the right wing. Cross court left to Pena, picking up a double team in front of the Carlsbad bench. Weaves through traffic on the right side of the lane. Reverse layup off the glass and scores. Pena started to get on fire here in the second. Had no points in the first quarter. Now 3 buckets for 6. Hobbs has their biggest lead of 6, 16-10. We'll take a 60-second break and make it 30 as we come back live in the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Clear. Go.
Back live after a Carlsbad timeout. Your Eagles have their biggest lead, 16-10, thanks to a 6-0 count here in the second. A steal, a tip by Beatty at half court, taken by Pena. Turnover number 6. Pena tries to come down the lane, knocked out of his hands, out of bounds on the baseline. They're going to say off Turbiotis as well. It'll be Carlsbad's ball after the Eagles' 5th turnover. Hobbs really doing a number on the boards right now. They've got 12 compared to 7 for Carlsbad, thanks to 8 rebounds for Parker Henderson. The pass down to the left corner, fadeaway 3, in and out. No good by Sullivan. Pulled down for the Eagles by Soria. Throws it up ahead to Turbiotis. Double clutch on the right block. They're going to say he pushed off to get open on that one. Or do they call the foul on the defense? Oh, they are going to count the basket. That's going to be against Carlsbad on the whole. Jacob Chavarria, his first team foul here in the second quarter. So Turbiotis has his 4th point and a chance for a 3-point play. Jairus Turbiotis averaging 53% from the line this season, 23 of 43. And against Carlsbad in the 2 games prior, Turbiotis 3 of 6 for 50% and nails that one there. Turbiotis now with 5 points, second behind Pena. 16-10, should be 19-10 now. They're way behind on their scoring up on the scoreboard. Hey, we're just 16, it should be 19, it says 17. 5:40 left in the second. Driving the lane to the left block, and then back it out as Orgain. Throws it back to the timeline. It's tipped by Beatty, and having to retrieve it in the backcourt for Carlsbad, Zenas Huerta. Comes across the time stripe, sends it off to the left wing to Orgain. Now they get the scoreboard corrected, 19-10. Coming back to get it on the handoff is Chavarria. Slings it back to the left corner to Orgain. They're out of sync on offense, but great D by Soria. Tips the ball out of his hands by Orgain to the left sideline. And you can just see the players getting pinched into the corners. Hobbs Eagles right in their shorts and making sure it's hard to get those entry passes in the paint. The inbound to the top of the arc by Brandon Sullivan. Gives over to Shane Sullivan. Right baseline. Spin in the paint. Double clutch rejected by Henderson. Had his hands straight up in the air with Turbiotis. And they call the foul on the Eagles regardless. I got Coach Ross over the court talking to the ref on that one as they charge it to Jairus, his first. And that'll be the first team foul here in the second quarter.
First free throw is up and good as it's converted by Shane Sullivan. 3 points for him. They're now 5 of 6 from the charity stripe. Eagles are 3 of 3. Second shot is up off the back of the rim. No good. Pulled down underneath by guess who? Parker Henderson. He's got 9. Does it across the timeline to Pena. Up top to Beatty. Beatty sends it back to the right wing to Soria at the time stripe. Bounce pass, dangerous one to the middle C of the court to Pena. Pena up back to Beatty. Beatty over to Pena in the right corner. Returns to Beatty up top. Gives it off to Henderson. Free throw line. Kick it right to Pena outside the circle. Slings it down to a wide open Turbiatis right corner. Rainbow 3 off the back of the rim. No good. Spinning around for the rebound on the right block is Shane Sullivan, his third. Outlet to the far left. Brought across by Chavarria. Hippity hop left elbow. Cross court right to Orgain. Fires a 3 out the front of the rim. They can't hit nothing from the three-point line. Turbiatis rebound on the free throw line. Sends it ahead. A bad pass to the left baseline of the front court. It was intended for Soria to come back to try to get it, and it was saved by Carlsbad. Throws it off of Soria's head to Jacob Chavarria, and it will be Carlsbad basketball. That will go down as a turnover for the Eagles. They're 6th. Full court pressure being applied. Inbound to the left corner to Chavarria. Gets it stolen by Beatty to the right block. Little windmill look and is fouled on the layup. Comes off the rim, but he'll get 2 free throws. That'll be Carlsbad's 7th turnover. And they'll get the foul call on Shane Sullivan, his first, second team foul. Turnover count now 7 for Carlsbad and 6 for the Eagles, but they have an 8-point lead, their biggest of the ball game, due to steals. Beatty's first free throw is up off the back of the rim, no good. Hobbs now is 3 for 4. That was their first miss, 75%. Beatty came into the game for the season at 64%. And against Carlsbad so far this season, the prior games, 2 for 5. Second shot up and good for Beatty. He's got 3. 20-11. Biggest lead now is 9 for Hobbs here in the second. 4:21 left. Carlsbad gets the inbound, getting triple team. Zenas Huerta throws it across the top into Mills, right wing in front of Coach Ross. Up top to Shane Sullivan, drives right baseline, turns and shoots way over the rim on the left side. Rebound and a fadeaway on the left baseline. Called all over the rim and through the net. Count it for Brandon Sullivan. They called a body foul on Henderson as well. So Sullivan now with 4 points and 3 rebounds. And a chance to make it 5 with the free throw here. That is second on Henderson, second team foul. The free throw situation for Carlsbad right now is a total of 6 free throws, 5 of 6 from the line. And the free throw up and swished by Sullivan. He's 3 for 3, has 5 points. 20-14, a 6-point lead. Josiah Clay returns for Braddock Beatty, playing some very tough defense on that press during this first half. Carlsbad is going to pick up at the timeline for their D, as Pena has the basketball. Guarded by Huerta at the time stripe. Bringing it across slowly. Goes a high one up top to Turbiatis on the circle. Drives and spins on the right elbow. Turns and fires a shot. Point blank range over the rim. Count it for Turbiatis. He's got 7. 22-14. Eagles by 8. Inbound, breaking the press. Far right, left sideline is Huerta. Dribbling behind his back front court. Double team with Clay and Soria. Up top to Shane Sullivan. Swing it down right corner, wide open. Malik Mills, his 3 is in and out. The lid came off of that one. Pulled down underneath the hoop by Soria, and then a foul. So Soria gets a good rip there, the guard, and then is hit by Sullivan. Shane Sullivan's second, third team foul on Carlsbad. And Coach Zumber wants to go to his bench and bring in a couple of guards, including Carmen Orgain and Jorge Herrera. And back on the court for the Eagles, Peyton Hodge. He'll stay in with Pena, Turbiatis, Parker Henderson, and Josiah Clay. Pena with the basketball as he comes across the timeline with an 8-point lead, 3:30 left in the second. In front of the Carlsbad bench left, sends it down to Turbiatis left corner, spin move baseline, gets double teamed, flicks it back deep to Hodge at the top of the arc. Back to the time stripe, crossover move, spin against Herrera, down the lane, backdoor to Henderson for a double head dunk on the right side of the rim. Beautiful setup there by Peyton Hodge. Parker Henderson with 6 points. It's now 24-14, steal by Hodge. Turnover number 8 at the top of the arc. Gives it Peyton, left baseline, fumbled it off his leg, and taken back by Carmen Orgain. That's his 7th turnover for the Eagles, 9 for Carlsbad. Orgain tries to drive to the free throw line, gets knocked to the floor on his back. And they call the foul on Clay, the bulldozer that time, knocking him flat to the ground. That's Clay's second, third team foul on the Eagles, 3 fouls apiece for each team. And some more subbing for Coach Zumbert as he brings back Dryden Priest and Jonah Moyers. In fact, Moyers seeing his first action. And that was a drive foul, so it will not be a free throw. It'll be back at the foot line in front of the Hobbs bench. Inbound up top to Orgain. Drives the left side of the
Lane throws him a hook shot on the baseline, no good. Comes out the back of the rim and goes out. Henderson tried to get a rebound. Turbiantes might have got a piece of that one. And it will be Carlsbad ball underneath their hoop, down by 10. Their biggest deficit to the Hobbs Eagles in this game. Inbounding on the left baseline will be Jorge Herrera. 2:55 left in the half. Inbound to the left corner gain. Eagles by 10. Good D by Pena right on his shorts. Pivoting, losing up the dribbles Orgain. Sends it back near left sideline. Left side to Herrera. Spinning left out to the right. Unloads the pass to the right wing to Moyers. Dribbles up top, double team. Hobbs gets a piece of the basketball on a late whistle. Might have got the wrist at the last second there. They call the foul on Hodge near the timeline as he tried to strip it away from Moyers that time. That's Hodge's first. 14 foul, one away from the double bonus for Carlsbad. We keep having the duo subbing for Coach Summer. Another two coming in. Zenas Huerta and Brandon Sullivan. So both Sullivans on the court now. Inbounding on the far left is Kyron Orgain. Gets his inbound swatted by Pena on the steal. 10 turnover. He'll go to the rack. Thought he was going to dunk on the right side, but he had a defender coming over the top, so he just kind of lays it over the top of the right rim and scores it. Pena now with 8 points, all in the second quarter. Eagles have a 12-point big lead of the game. In the front court, it's Zenas Huerta. Stop and go, backing it out. Unloads on the left wing to Orgain. Hippity hop to the free throw line. Spun around, should have got a travel. Kick out left wing to Huerta. His three is up and good. That's the first tray of the game for the Carlsbad Cavemen. 26-17, gets it down to a single-digit deficit for Carlsbad. 2 minutes left, first half. Payne in the front court, fakes a pass left, sends it back door, underneath it's Turbiantes, reverse slam, weaves underneath the hoop left to right and scores out the glass, right side. He's got 7 in the second, 9 overall for the Eagles. 28-17 Hobbs. In the front court on the left wing is Sullivan. Throws it back to the time stripe to Priest. Priest going to dribble around the right circle. Stop and go. One hands it off to the right wing to Moyers. He'll drive the middle of the free throw line. Kick it to the left wing to Huerta. Drives the right side of the lane. Turns and fires to the right block. Fumbles off the rim. No good. Rebound. Henderson for his 10th board. Throws it up ahead to Turbiantes. Left block. Turns and fires a mini J and scores it. Turbiantes is going on fire now. 9 points in the second. 11 overall to lead the Eagles. 30-17. The biggest lead is 13. Eagles want that number 1 seed. 1:15 left in the half. Dribbling behind his back is Huerta near sideline front court. Hands it off and gets it back from Sullivan at the time stripe. Hippity hop left elbow and gets make that Clay high up in the air, Josiah Clay, and then came down like a horse with a saddle on top as he went on top of the back of Huerta. Comes up smiling after that play. He's lucky he didn't get hurt. He hit the hardwood pretty hard on that one. Went way up in the air, had his legs sprung over to the back of Zenas Huerta. Know his granddad listening right now. Of course, Mr. Fields there watching his granddaughter there at Task Arena tonight for senior night. First free throw is up and good for Huerta, the other number 3. He's got 8 points. And so Josiah Clay, who just picked up his second personal, 15 foul on the Eagles. That's a double bonus the rest of the half, 1:07 remaining. Coach Summer back to the sub pattern here as he brings in Elijah Banks for the first time. And talking about the Lady Eagles, Hobbs up 23-6 in the second. Thanks to Evie back at the station on that score update on our sister station, Eagle 100.5. Second shot, bounce around off the front of the rim, no good. Pulled down by Henderson, his 11th rebound. Goes ahead to Pena, right wing, cross over to the free throw line, kick it to Beatty, right corner, drives baseline right, pass deflected in the lane, and taken away by Orgain, turner number 8 for the Eagles. Orgain with a quick dribble up the near right sideline, tries to get through 2 defenders, Beatty and Pena split the difference. They call the bump foul as they charge that one to Pena. That'll be his second. 16 fouls, so still double bonus, and that'll put Carlsbad in the line to try to whittle away at the 12-point deficit. 53.7 left second quarter, and Hobbs up 30-18 here in Carlsbad. Get it, the Eagles win this one, and Roswell wins their game against Clovis tonight. Both teams will play a pre-playoff district tournament game Monday, 6 o'clock here in Carlsbad. Orgain 2 for 3 from the line and makes that one. He's now with 3 points. 9 of 11 for the charity stripe are the Cavemen so far. They've only missed 2, or make that 3, 8 of 11. Second shot for Orgain is good. He's got 4 points, 4 or 5 from the line. 30-20, Hobbs by 10 still with 53.7 left second quarter. Hobbs going to face full court pressure man-to-man now. Right baseline, Surrey in the backcourt. Gets it in left corner to Pena. Payne's going to go one-on-one against Orgain in the backcourt by himself. Everybody else drops back. He beats him easily across the line. Alley-oop backdoor right, missing the dunk is Henderson. Kind of a high throw. Pulled down in transition by Orgain, his third board. In the front court, stop and go. On the left wing, continues to the left baseline. Good D by Turbiatis sliding with him. He chucks it cross-court right in the hands of Priest. Drives baseline. Slings it back left corner, stolen by Turbiatis in 30 seconds. He throws it down court with a sidewinder, but back to Carlsbad. He thought the clock was running out. At the other baseline, picking it off was Chavarria. Eagles turnover. Chavarria comes down the right lane off the dribble. Finds Priest right corner. Drives baseline. Kicks it left block to Banks. Banks going up high with a double clutch and scores over the left rim. Banks with his first bucket coming off the bench. An 8-point Carlsbad deficit. Eagles by 8. 5.5 remaining. In the front court, Payne on the right wing. Down to 2, down to 1. Top of the arc. A 3 at the buzzer is off the left rim. No good. But your Hobbs Eagles lead by 8 at the half over Carlsbad, 30-22. We will take a 3-minute break, come back with a halftime show live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Facebook page of Cool 95.7. Stay with us. We're back live here in Carlsbad. Halftime, your Hobbs Eagles lead the K-Men 30-22. Thanks to some great production in the second quarter as Abraham Pena got all 8 of his points in the second and 9 of 11 for J. Iris Turbiatis. Those guys combined for 17. Excuse me. As the Hobbs Eagles outscored Carlsbad 20-12 in that second quarter. Let's look at the Carlsbad numbers first. Nobody yet in double figures. Zenas Huerta getting close. He's got 8 points, hit a tray, and went 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. 5 points for Brandon Sullivan. He was 3 for 3 from the line, had 1 bucket. Shane Sullivan hit a 1 for 2 free throw stint and also had a bucket for 3. Kyron Orgain with 4 points. He was 4 of 5 from the line. And Elijah Banks coming in late in the second quarter, hit a bucket for 2. They have had 5 scores in the first half, went 9 of 12 from the free throw line for 75%, and had 10 turnovers in the first half. Hobbs out-rebounded Carlsbad 17-10 in that first half of action. But Carlsbad had 3 guys with 3 boards apiece: Kyron Orgain, Shane Sullivan, and Brandon Sullivan. Look at the Hobbs Eagles numbers. Double digits already for Jairus Turbiatis. We mentioned he had 11 points, 9 of those in the second quarter, and was 1 for 1 from the charity stripe. Also had a rebound, so he really got a fire lit under him in the second quarter. Again, Abraham Payne with 8 points, all 8 coming in the second on 4 regular buckets. Also a rebound. It was Parker Henderson with 11 boards and 6 points, so he definitely is bringing them down. He had a nice couple of dunks in that first half, almost had a third one, but still getting that size advantage in the paint. It was 3 points for Braddock Beatty, went 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. And Josiah Clay, perfect from the line. He was 2 for 2 with 2 points and a rebound. Eagles with 5 scores in the first half. We mentioned they out-rebounded Carlsbad 17-10. Henderson leading with 11 and 2 for Peyton Hodge. Hobbs 4 for 5 from the charity stripe at 80%, and they do have the same amount of turnovers as Carlsbad, both teams with 10. And so really the difference in this game has been the boards, as Parker Henderson's kind of been just waiting underneath the hoop. Carlsbad forcing up a lot of threes that were not dropping. They only got 1 to go down in that second quarter for the whole first half. So he was just kind of waiting out there in center field. And, of course, 7-footer doesn't have to jump much when there's nobody around you. So he pulled down several of those, just putting his hand up in the air and waiting for it to get into his mitt. So big advantage there on the boards, and also the trap pressure for the Eagles near half court, starting to get some pickoffs. Braddock Beatty and, of course, Peyton Hodge, those 2 guys really starting to see some dividends off quick hands. Also seeing some Josiah Clay defensive plays, too, get some strips as well. So Hobbs can continue to kind of turn the screws there. They'll be in good shape in the second half. We mentioned these teams played, of course, 3 times last year. Eagles lost the first one here at home, at Carlsbad at least, by 1 point. So that kind of was a bad taste in their mouth. It was 40-39, but then came back and won the final 2 games, including at Tasker, by 29 points, and then again back at Tasker. That was in the, I believe, in the district tournament by 31 points. So again, that little bit of revenge factor there as the Eagles got game 2 and 3. So again, this game doesn't have a lot of difference for Carlsbad, whether win or lose, because they're going to be pretty much solid at the number 3 slot. They will be a host to Clovis for the first round of the district tournament. And the question is, who's the number 1 seed? Hobbs wins tonight. Roswell wins tonight against Clovis. It'll be Hobbs and Roswell on Monday night here in Carlsbad, a neutral site at 6 o'clock. That'll decide the number 1 seed to host the championship on Saturday. The other team's going to have to play a semifinal home game on Thursday and then head to the other team on Saturday. So that's pretty much the situation. The regular season champ, by the way, gets an automatic berth to the state tournament. They have to be seeded higher than, even if another team wins the district tournament, they still have to be the higher seed. So that's a real good bonus for winning the regular season. And again, that will not be decided tonight. That will be decided Monday. But if one of these teams loses, the other team, Roswell or Hobbs, would be the regular season district champ. So it's a big pressure game for both Hobbs. It looks like they have this one under control. And, of course, Roswell taking on Clovis tonight. Get 30-22. Your Hobbs Eagles up by 8. We'll come back in 2 minutes. Get ready for the second half action live on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Ready for second half action here in Carlsbad. Ty Friend here with you. Manuel back at the station. Allison Friend on camera and Jessica Friend on scoreboard tonight. Eagle basketball leading by 8 here in the third. Top of the arc, Pena. Pass to Turbiatis at the free throw line. Kick right, wide open is Soria, and the sophomore nails it. Big time hit for Lyric Soria. That's his first bucket of the ball game. In fact, that's only the first tray of the game for the Eagles. 33-22, Hobbs by 11. Their biggest lead, 13 in the first half. Pass to the other end to a three-shot on the right wing by Argain. Hits the back of the backboard and goes over the top for an out-of-bounds call there. It will be Hobbs' ball. Not a good way to start for Carlsbad, a one-and-done. A lot of those in the first half. Eagles averaging 69 points this season, only giving up 54. And Carlsbad averaging just 53 points this season and only giving up 42. So good defense so far, but right now Eagles leading. Pass to Turbiatis, free throw line, fade away, no good. Off the back of the iron. Pulled down by Brandon Sullivan, his fourth rebound. Gives it off to his brother Shane. Shane dribbling through traffic now across the timeline. Going against Turbiatis with an 11-point deficit. Bounce pass on the right wing. Gives it off to Chavarria. Kicks it down to the right block to Sullivan. Fade away on the right block and scores off the glass. Dropping back just a bit was Henderson. Enough time for Sullivan to score. He's got 5. 33-24 Eagles. Soria in the front court. Over to Pena left wing. Stop and go. Now he's going to fire a three and swishes it. Eagles starting to get the threes going now. Second in a row here in the third quarter. As Pena up to 11. Tying up Turbiatis and scoring. 36-24, a 12-point lead. Double team pressure on Sullivan on the baseline. Cross court left, coming across with it is Chavarria taking on Soria. Double team with Turbiatis left baseline, but Turbiatis kind of threw a hip at him as he was trying to help out his teammate on the double team there. And bump it into Chavarria. They get the foul against Turbiatis, his second. Eagles had 11 fouls in the first half, one here now. Inbound left corner to Chavarria in front of their rim. Gives it same side left to Orgain on the circle. Backs out to the Carlsbad bench. Doesn't use the screen of Sullivan. Dribbles up to the right elbow, down the lane, reverse layup, got hit in the head. Turbiatis fouls him and lays it off the glass for 2. Kind of a fade towards the baseline that time. So Turbiatis picking up 2 early fouls in the third, has 3 overall. That'll be the second on the Eagles here in the third quarter. Chance for the three-point play for Orgain, who now has 6 points. And he is 4 of 5 from the line for 80%. They were 75% as a team, 9 of 12 at the half. 7 for now for Orgain as he makes the free throw, has made his last 5. 36-27 though, Hobbs still by 9. Into the front court comes Soria. Top of the circle, defending him is Huerta. Gives a high pass into Henderson left elbow. Turnaround Jay off the back of the rim. Ricocheted out and a pull down on the rebound by Chavarria. Dribbles up the near left sideline. Crossover move against Turbiatis. Leads and shoots in the left block off the back of the rim, no good. Henderson rips it down for his 12th board. Into the front court to Beatty, left wing. He wants a 3. Rainbow jumper off the side of the iron, no good left. Pulled down by Sullivan high off the ground. He's got 4. Shane Sullivan. Across the timeline to Chavarria, top of the circle. Dribbles right wing as he takes on Soria. Slowing it down is Chavarria. Good D by Soria. Throws it back to the timeline on Orgain's side right to the right wing. Crossover move down the paint. Little hook shot with his left hand off the front of the rim. No good. Henderson yanks it down again for a board. He's got 13. Up ahead to Beatty on the left block front court. Spins to the left elbow. Tries to go back door to Turbiatis. Pulls it away from the defender Sullivan and lays it off with the reverse on the right glass and scores. Turbiatis with 13, the leading scorer now for Hobbs. Eagles by 11. With the basketball, Chavarria, double team. Turbiatis and Beatty. Turbiatis got a swat, but picked up by Shane Sullivan. Throws it across to Chavarria, right wing. Cross court left to Huerta. Fakes a 3. Dribbles to the left elbow. High in the air, pass to the right side to Chavarria. He cradles, goes to the hoop, tries to throw up a layup, and is fouled on the bicep as Beatty rips across of him on the chest, too, and gets the foul. Beatty stops a drive to the hoop that time. Second on Beatty. That'll be the third team foul on the Eagles. 3-0 foul count now. Beatty will take a breather, and Josiah Clay checks back in. It'll be Carlsbad basketball on the right base. Inbound to the right corner to Chavarria. Taking some time, coming back to get it right side is Sullivan outside the circle. Kicks it back deep. The guard going to just take it and waste some time here. Zenas Huerta gets a screen from Sullivan, does not use it. Brandon Sullivan. Pass to the left wing, driving to the base is Chavarria. Turned and tried to pass it back up top. It's stripped by Clay on the steal as he takes it to the baseline. Tries to pass, he gets pushed. Foul on Carlsbad, retaliation foul there. That's the 11th turnover for Carlsbad thanks to Clay. They charge a foul to Jacob Chavarria, the guy that lost the ball, his second. That's just the first team foul on Carlsbad. And Coach Summer wants to cool off Chavarria a little bit, brings in a sub. That's Dryden Priest.
Inbound to Pena with a 11-point lead, 4:25 remaining here in the third. Pena in the front court had 8 points in the second quarter. Pass over to left wing to Soria. Back to Pena at the timeline. He'll just hold the ball. Coming out against him was Huerta. Top of the arc, it's a screen from Henderson. Pass back to Henderson. He leads and shoots on the reverse. He ran over his defender. It looked like there's a shuffle there. They call the charge on Henderson. Coach Ross out of the court, shuffling his feet as well, saying where was the dance move for the defense. They called on Henderson, though. I think they kind of robbed him of play there. That's his third. Going to be the 14th out. Unfortunately, the 11th turnover for the Eagles. Carlsbad inbound to the near left sideline. Hobbs up by 11. Taking his time with the dribble. Huerta taking on Clay in the front court. Slides left, gets a pass off to Priest. Priest backing it down against Soria. To the middle of the paint. Kicks it up top. Wide open Huerta for a tray and swishes it. Clay tried to get out there but was a little late on the block there. That is going to be the second tray in the game for Huerta. He's got 11 points. 38-30, Eagles by 8. Soria cross court, right to left, stolen in midstream. Taken away by Sullivan, turnover number 12. He goes to the rack, lost the ball underneath the hoop. Rebound for Clay, luckily for the Eagles. His second. Up ahead to Pena, down the free throw line. Tries to go back door to Turbiatis, lost it out of bounds. And a turnover for the Eagles, their 13th. So Hobbs getting some steals, but also losing traffic on the transition and throwing balls away at the other end. Both teams kind of sloppy here in this third quarter. Eagles have scored 8, and 8 for Carlsbad. Still an 8-point Eagle lead. 3:28 left in the third. Into the front court comes Huerta, taking on Clay. Stop and go. He's coming to the right side. One hands it off to Shane Sullivan. Dribbles to the free throw line, backing into Turbiatis. Up top to Priest. To the right elbow. Kick out, right wing to Orgain. Taking on Payton. Nice chest move on the D. Continues with him to the right elbow. Over to the left corner to Shane Sullivan. Fakes a three. Drives the middle of the paint. Underhand pass underneath the hoop to Priest. Kick out left corner to Spread, and Sullivan for three on the fadeaway. No good. A battle on the boards on the right baseline. Sullivan comes down with it, tries to spin and go back up. His fifth board. He was battling with Peyton Hodge. I think they said Hodge got a piece of his arm that time. Let's wait to see. They got the call. Referee's taking some time to sort this out. They said number 2. That can't be against Henderson. It was Hodge is the one that got the call there, I believe. And now we got a foul on the inbound. It's going to go against Carlsbad, I believe, as they're going to get a sub on the court. Malik Mills will check in, as well as Elijah Banks. So I guess they had called that foul previously on Orgain. That was his first, second team foul. Gave ball back to Hobbs, and then the foul called there again, so it will be Eagles basketball. Leading 38-30. 2:54 remaining in the third as Payton brings it across. Finds Henderson middle of the free throw line. Kick right to Hodge. Spin move. Down the lane. Double clutch. High off the right glass, but comes straight down. No chance to hit the rim. Rebound underneath. Pulled down by Priest, his second. Throws it across and gets it back from Huerta on the right wing. Lost the ball off the dribble. Taken away by Pena. Turner number 13. He goes to the rim. Was going to dunk. Lost the ball over the top of the iron, but able to push it through for 2. I think he heard some footsteps coming from behind, but Pena now with 13. That's 13 turnovers for Carlsbad. In the front court, Huerta drives the middle of the lane. Kick out right wing. Shane Sullivan's 3, nothing but net. That's his first try of the game, has 8 points, but gets it down to a 7-point deficit for Carlsbad. Coach Ross does not want to see any more momentum and calls a timeout. 2:17 remaining, third quarter. Hobbs 40, Carlsbad 33. We're back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. .217 left, third quarter. Your Eagles up 40-33. We mentioned Carlsbad actually had the 3-point shooting advantage in the previous 2 games with 13-6 in terms of 3-point shots made. In this game right now, Carlsbad with 3 trays and the Eagles 1. That's got this Carlsbad team back in the game, 33-40 for the Eagles. Up by 7 though, still in the lead. Clay has the basketball in the front court after the Eagle timeout. Finds Hodge middle of the free throw line. Spins, pivots, gives it back to Clay. Top of the circle, guarded closely by Huerta. Backs it out to the timeline. A screen from Turbiatas. Double team. Clay continues down the left lane. Double clutch. High in the air. Bounces out the back of the rim. But tipped up on the right block by Hernandez. Can't get it. Clay goes back up and then knocked out by Carlsbad. So we got a tip drill going on here underneath the hoop. Hernandez got his first rebound. Clay got another one. And it will be Hobbs basketball, it appears. Substitution, though, first for Carlsbad. Kyron Orgain checks back in. Payton no inbound from the right base. Gets it in right corner to Turbiatas. Same side to Hernandez. To Pena, lost the ball, thrown behind him. Taken away by Shane Sullivan outside the circle. That's the Eagles' 14th turnover. Into the front court, left wing to Orgain. He'll slow it down against Pena. Crossover move. Down the left side of the lane. Leads and shoots on the base. Comes out the back of the rim. Turbiatas rips it down, his second board. Outlet to the near right side to Pena to bring it across. Stop and go. Right baseline. Fade to the corner. Gives it to Clay on the right wing. Dribbles up and now going to fire up a three off the side of the iron. No good. Rebound on the right block for Carlsbad. Wide open for it was Priest. Gives it off to his guard, Huerta, with 1:10 left third quarter. Eagles by 7. Stop and go to the right wing. One hands it off to Orgain. Up top, sliding right to left. Spins against Peyton Hodge. Fakes a three. No look pass to the left wing to Huerta in front of the Carlsbad bench. Guarded closely by Clay. Sliding right with him. Hip to hip. Up to the top of the arc. Put a lot of pressure on Huerta. Unloads to the right wing to Sullivan. Taking on Hernandez down the lane. Leads and shoots. Fade away. Left block off the glass and scores. Nice fade there for Sullivan. He's got 7 in the third, 10 overall, and a 40-35 ball game. Carlsbad climbing back into this one, just like they did at Tasker Arena, causing Coach Ross to call another timeout. 40-35. Eagles up by 5 with 36.7 remaining in the third. We're going to keep it right here. Now, you mentioned that game with the Tasker Arena. That was a tough contest. Went down to a 3-point ball game. The Eagles able to hold out and get that victory on the home court. And that's definitely was an important ball game for the standings. Of course, Eagles and Roswell are tied 4-1 records right now at the top of the division. So they definitely needed that victory over Carlsbad. And last year, of course, were 2-1 in the series against the K-Men. In that ball game that went down to the wire, 49-46, the Eagles saw not very much double-digit scoring in that one. Parker Henderson had a double-double, though, 10 and 10 rebounds. And Pena, 10 points and 4 boards. He was 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. That's the only guys that got in double digits. Hobbs only shot 8 free throws in that game at home, 4 for 8 for 50%. And for Carlsbad, they had one guy in double digits, Shane Sullivan, 16 points and 6 rebounds. And then Kyron Orgain finished with 8 points and 2 3-pointers. Carlsbad did hit 5 trays in that game, as the Hobbs Eagles finished up with a total of 3. Again, the difference pretty much going to be the rebounds, 30-25. Hobbs had 15 turnovers in that game and 14 for Carlsbad. Still a 3-point Eagle win. Back to live action after the timeout. Top of the arc, Soria, who just checked back in. Bounce it up top as well to Clay. Returns to Soria on the left wing. To Turbiatas' left side. He hands it back off to Soria to the free throw line off the dribble. Up top to Pena for a tray. It swishes it through the net. Beautiful follow through. Way outside NBA distance for Pena. He's got 2 trays here in the third and 16 overall. Steal in the layup. Put through by Turbiatas. And now the Eagles up by 10, 45-35. Down to 6 seconds. Steal by Clay with a little scoop windmill on the left side. Gets fouled going up. Got chopped hard on the bicep, and he'll get 2 free throws. So another turnover for Carlsbad. That's their 14th. That's 45-35. 15 for Turbiatas, and now Clay would add on to the 10-point lead now. 4.4 remaining. Lots of action, just a few seconds there. As stepping up will be Clay, Josiah Clay. He is 2 for 2 on the line, has 2 points. First shot is up and good. 3 now for Clay. First free throw attempt in the second half for the Eagles. They are now 5 of 6, only missed 1 free throw in this ball game. Leading scorer so far for the Eagles, 16 for Pena, 15 for Turbiatas, the 2 double-digit scores. And Clay working on 4 here and makes his second free throw. He's perfect, 4 for 4. 47-35. In fact, all his points for the district has been right tonight. Half-court shot at the buzzer. Off the back of the backboard for Kyron Orgain. Far right side, nobody on him, but he let it sail. At the end of 3, your Hobbs Eagles back up to a 12-point lead, 47-35 over Carlsbad. We'll take a 60-second break, come back live on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Clear. 3, 2, 1.
We start the fourth quarter. An alley-oop to Henderson. Misses the first dunk, but goes up again and tips it on the right side of the rim. Ball was kind of thrown over the back of the rim that time on the alley-oop from Pena, top of the circle. Able to pick up the foul there. As Henderson getting close to a double-double tonight. Already has the rebounds he needs, 13. Needs about 4 more points for the double-double. 6 right now as they call that foul on Brandon Sullivan, his first team foul here in the fourth quarter. Eagles by 14. Their biggest lead of the ball game. And they did count the basket as it dribbled around the first time on the second putback there for Henderson. So that will count as a 3-point play for Henderson, who now has 9 points. 50-35, biggest lead is 15 for Hobbs. Going to the rack with it, reverse on the left side, missing out the back of the rim. Orgain, another rebound for Henderson. He has now got 14 boards. Up ahead to a breaking Pena at the lefty layup and scores. Went hard to the rack that time, puts it through. He's got 18. 15 for Turbiatis in the game as well. And 9 for Henderson. 52-35. Driving to the right side of the paint, spinning. Fadeaway jumper on the way. Bounces off the front of the rim for Chavarria, no good. Pulled down by Pena, his second board. Into the front court. Pass is deflected right back to him. He's trying to get to Soria. Nice hands by Orgain on the left side. Kicks it up top to Clay off the double team. Dribbles through the lane. Little scoop shot to the front of the rim. Comes over the iron and falls in for 2. Clay really starting to come on now. He's got 6 points. It's 54-35. Eagles got their biggest lead now of 19 here in Carlsbad. A shot from the right side, missed for Shane Sullivan from 10 feet. Gets his own rebound, double clutch underneath the glass on the left side. And he gets fouled going up against Henderson and Turbiatis that time. A rebound there for Sullivan, his 6th. We'll see which guy they're going to get on the foul. They'll charge that one to Josiah Clay, actually. And that'll be his 3rd. First team foul for the Eagles. Carlsbad is 10 of 13 from the charity stripe. Sullivan is 1 of 2. Their leading scorer is Sullivan. He's got 10, or actually Huerta with 11 and Sullivan with 10. Combining 21 of the 35 points for Carlsbad. First free throw up and good for Shane Sullivan. He's got 11 now. Still 18 for Pena, 15 for Turbiatis, 9 for Henderson. Eagles out rebounding Carlsbad up through the 3 quarters, 23-16, 7 more than the Cavemen, thanks to Parker Henderson, who now has 14 rebounds. And 1 point away from the double-double. Second shot up and good for Sullivan. He's got 12 now. And incoming for Carlsbad, the sub, Jonah Moyers, in for Sullivan. 54-37, Eagles by 17. 6:48 left here in the fourth. Last game of the district schedule, at least regular season. We got a hold on the inbound. Call the foul on Carlsbad. Just kind of reached down and grabbed the wrist. Seen as Huerta. His first, second team foul. Coach Summer not too happy. He gets a guard to sub real quick. Jorge Herrera checks in. They got a hand on Pena that time. Another inbound to Pena high in the right corner in front of the Carlsbad bench. Back deep in the backcourt. Spin move as he takes on Herrera. Into the front court, a double team. Gives it off to Turbiatis right wing. Up top to Soria. Fakes a pass, slides through the lane. Kicks it to Pena right corner for 3 off the side of the iron. Pulled down on the right block by Chavarria, his second. Throws it across the timeline, far right to Orgain. Drives the lane. Reverse layup from right to left, no good. Turbiatis underneath the hoop. He puts it under his bicep and gives it off to Clay. His 3rd board for Turbiatis. Clay with a quick dribble. Behind his back, lost control of it. Picks it up, gives it to Turbiatis left wing. Fakes a pass, shot from the left elbow, off the back of the rim. No good. Henderson goes up with a tip on the right side glass. His foul going up, comes short of the iron, but he has his 15th rebound and a chance for free throws. So he could get a free throw here and have the double-double he's been waiting for. They call that on Herrera, his first, 3rd team foul against the K-Men. Henderson is 1 for 1. Had that 3-point play here in the fourth quarter. Again, 1 free throw is all he needs for a double-double. And that's not it. Hits off the back of the rim. He'll get 1 more, holding it 9 points and 15 rebounds. Still a 17-point Eagle lead. Beatty back on the court now. He comes in for Josiah Clay. Clay with 4, make it 6 points in this game. Perfect 4 for 4 on the line and 3 rebounds. Henderson's second shot is hard off the back of the rim, goes high in the air and comes through. He's got a double-double. 10 points and 15 rebounds for the big kid. 55-37, 18-point Eagle lead. Ball comes into Moyer on the far right, back deep in the backcourt to Chavarria. He's going to take on Soria through the timeline. Gets a screen from Sullivan to the left wing, up top to Brandon Sullivan, fires a 3, fade away out the back of the rim. Eagles kind of bounce around for it, and Beatty comes up in transition with the rebound, his first. Slides through traffic as he takes on Orgain. Over to Turbiatis left wing, back deep to Pena at the timeline. Kick it right to Soria. Soria will take a back in against the defender Herrera. To Henderson right corner, to Turbiantes right elbow. Fires a pass to Beatty left base. A runner shot is an air ball. Put back up on the left block, though, by Henderson. Almost an alley-oop look there. Not by choice, though. Henderson with 16 rebounds and 11 points. He's had 5 in this fourth quarter. Long pass the other end, a 3 on the way. Left corner, Herrera nails it. That's the fourth try of the game for the Cavemen, who now trail by 17. Eagles had their biggest lead of 20 seconds ago. Into the front court, pass to Turbiantes, 15-footer from the left baseline off the back of the rim, no good. Board by Herrera, outlet to the near left sideline, coming across to the dribble, Chavarria. Top of the arc, sends it down left corner to Moyers. Same side pass, left side to Sullivan. Brandon Sullivan off the front of the rim, no good on the tray. Rebound for Pena, who cradled it. He's got 3 boards. Dribbles into the front court, head fake, dribbles behind his back on the right wing. Kicks it down to Soria, fakes a 3 right corner. To Beatty on the right wing. Back to Soria near the Hobbs Eagle bench, right side. Fadeaway 3, in and out, no good. Another rebound for Herrera on the defensive boards. Outlet far right to Chavarria. Comes across to the dribble. Beatty lost his balance. Let the man get around him and then fell forward into the back of the dribbler, Chavarria. So Beatty will pick up his 3rd personal, 2nd team foul against the Eagles. Coach Ross going to bring a whole horde of people on the court. Clay returns, Hernandez, and Peyton Hodge. 57-40. Eagles by 17 with 4:36 left, fourth quarter. Final game of the district schedule. Inbounding from the far right side of the front court is Malik Mills. He just checked in. Throws it up top to Shane Sullivan. Drives hard with the right hand to the rack right side. Turbiantes swats it, but he's able to push it through off the glass and score it. 14 now for Sullivan. 57-42. Hobbs by 15. Hodge gets a pass to the timeline far left. Cross court with one hand over to Pena. Pena with a jab step, pulls out of traffic, throws it back to Clay at the timeline, dribbles the right elbow, wraparound pass down low. They're going to say he slid his foot first before the pass down to Turbiantes. That would have been an easy reverse layup on the right side, but they got the travel on Clay at the free throw line. That'll be the Eagles' 15th turnover, and they lead, though, by 15. 4:10 remaining. Into the front court comes Huerta, guarded by Clay. Gets a screen up top from Banks to the right wing. Up top, goes through his legs. Shot from the middle of the paint. It's swatted in the air. They call a late whistle. Clay went straight up with him. Coach Ross out on the court. Thought that was a quick whistle on that one. Called the foul on Clay. Went straight up in the air that time. They called the foul on him. That'll be his 4th. 3rd team foul on the Eagles. Both teams with 3 apiece. And will send Zenas Huerta to the line, who is 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. Has 2 trays to lead the Cavemen from the outside. 4 minutes left exactly here in Carlsbad, 57-42. As Clay will take a seat with the foul. And it looks like Soria checks back in for the Eagles. Hernandez stays out there. Pena, Turbiantes, and Hodge. First free throw hard off the back of the rim for Huerta. No good. Trying to get his first point of the fourth quarter with his team trailing by 15. Biggest lead has been 20 here in the second half. Huerta with a couple of dribbles. Shot is up, and it is a bad one off the back of the rim. No good. Ripped down hard by Turbiantes, his 4th rebound. Sends it ahead to Pena front court. Hobbs side of the court, right wing. Cross court left to Hodge. Fakes a corner 3. Throws a runner shot from the left baseline off the side of the iron. Loose on the floor. Bonnie's diving for it. Hernandez picks it up in the middle of the paint. Looking for some breathing room. Finds Pena right wing. Fade away off the front of the rim. Turbiantes on the right block. Goes back up with one hand. And shot puts it off the glass. Counted off the right side. Turbiantes 17 points and 5 rebounds. Eagles by 17. Shane Sullivan going to beat the pressure into the front court. Top of the arc for Carlsbad. Dribbles through his legs. Spins in the paint. Hernandez getting a strip on him and taken away. Pena has the basketball. Turner number 15 for Carlsbad. Throws it way ahead of Soria down the middle of the lane. Out of bounds at the other baseline for the Eagles' 16th turnover. 3:20 remaining here in the fourth. Hobbs still up by 17. Big cushion on the road tonight. Inbound to Huerta on the near left side. He'll bring it across. 3:15 remaining. Top of the arc against Soria. Kicks it off right corner to Mills. Fadeaway 3 and nails it. Hernandez backed off defensively just for a second, and Mills drains his first points. 5 trays for Carlsbad, but still lead by or trail by 14. And we got a timeout on the court for the Eagles. 30-second timeout, and we will take a break as well. 3:03 remaining here in the fourth. It's Hobbs 59, Carlsbad 45. We're back in half a minute on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
Clear.
Your Hobbs Eagles have a healthy lead here in Carlsbad, 59-45, 14-point lead with 3:03 remaining after an Eagles timeout. Coach Ross wants to make sure that the Eagles take care of the basketball. Have to beat some pressure here. Looks like Carlsbad going to match up man-to-man. Inbounding Astoria on the near sideline of the backcourt. Gets it back deep to Pena. Gets it to the timeline to Hodge. Slides through the defender to the right wing. Now back deep again to the timeline against Mills. To Pena on the far left with 2:50 remaining. Picked up by Huerta. Screen coming from Soria. Uses it. Comes around the right circle. Got the ball pinned on his hip for a minute. No call there on the travel. Bouncing down to Turbiante's left baseline. Reverse layup underneath the hoop from left to right. He loves doing those off the glass and scores. Turbiante's now with 19 to lead the Eagles. 61-45, a 16-point lead. In the front court, Carlsbad with Huerta. At top of the circle, bouncing around against Hodge, gives it over to the left side to Priest. Priest backing in against Soria. Soria knocked out of his hands, picks it back up to Priest, fires a pass to the right corner, 3 on the way for Huerta, in and out, no good. Rebound on the near right baseline, pulled down by the sophomore Lyric Soria, his second. Outlet to the time stripe to Pena. Double team. High pass to Turbiantes on the left wing. He's going to drive baseline, tries to kick it back to Hernandez. It goes towards the baseline, saved by Shane Sullivan. Don't know why he was trying to do that. It would have been Carlsbad basketball, but it'll go back to the Eagles as he touched it last. Clock will stop with 2:05 left here in the fourth. Eagles by 16. Of course, they only won by 3 at Tasker, and a 12-point victory at the Classic tournament there in Artesia. Inbound coming to Henderson, gets stripped top of the arc, but coming to help him out is Turbiantes to rip it away and hand it to Pena at the time stripe. Picked up by Dion Orgain. Going to dribble near the timeline, right, now zigzag, going through his legs, Pena, crossover move. A little globetrotter display over to Soria on the near side. Dribbles up top, down the paint, lost the ball in the paint, diving for it, Sullivan, sliding on the court, Moyer to pick it up for the Eagles, 17 turnover. Pass to the free throw line, coming down the lane, Chavarria. Kicks it back, right corner for Moyers, Trey. Off the front of the rim, no good. Pena sky high, trying to get the rebound. It's loose and picked up, though, by Herrera. His third rebound in the left wing. Up top to Chavarria. Drives the left circle, down the lane. Tries a windmill underneath the hoop. It's swatted by Henderson and knocks it out to the baseline. Not going to have that in his house underneath the hoop. Hits the leather right to the base. Clock stops with 1:23 left in the fourth. Eagles up 61-45. Left baseline inbound for Carlsbad's Orgain. Gets it in. Right wing to Chavarria. Waiting for somebody to come help him. Spins. Staying out with him is Soria. Now near the timeline with 1:10 remaining. Top of the circle. Dribbling behind his back. Unloads to the left wing to Sullivan. Brandon Sullivan drives right elbow. Pivots. Bounce pass. Backdoor right to Orgain. Goes up with a dunk. Hard dunk over the right rim. Orgain. He's got 9. 61-47. Gets the crowd loud, but they're still down by 14. Hodge wants to do some magic coming down the lane. He gets shoved to the side left. Boy, Hodge jumped up. He's angry. He thought he got hit too hard on that one. Got to the floor on his butt and slid across the hardwood. He was driving the right lane, got shoved to the left and hit the floor. And he thought that was a physical foul that he didn't like. Jumped up and was starting to front his defender on that when the foul was called against Carlsbad, their fourth. And they're going to call that one against Brandon Sullivan, his second. Now they're going to have a little hug-to-hug there as Brandon Sullivan comes over and hugs Hodge. Cooler heads prevail here. That was not a shooting foul. Will be Hobbs basketball, although one more will be a double bonus. And now one of the officials at half court is pointing at Parker Henderson, sending him off the court. Was that maybe a warning? Maybe he was getting a little bit too hyper on the court because I don't see any blood or anything. I'm not sure why they sent him off. They're going to bring in Braddock Beatty now. Yeah, he was on the other side of the court in front of the Carlsbad student section, and maybe something was said out there that the ref wanted to cool him off. Hodge inbound right base, back door, and there's Pena with the reverse layup right side. Abraham Pena now with 20 points. He's the leading scorer by 1 over Turbiantes, 63-47. Eagles up by 16. Quick passing around the arc now for Carlsbad. Now at the free throw line is Brandon Sullivan. Up top to Chavarria, sliding left with the dribble. Down to 38 seconds in front of the Carlsbad bench left. Throws it up top. Off the hands of Sullivan, stripped by Peyton Hodge. Turnover number 16. Down to Payne with a little shot put over the right rim and scores. 22 now for Payne off the Peyton Hodge steal. They're going to go baseline to baseline with the pass into the front court. Knocked out to the right wing to Herrera. Up top to Moyers. Fakes it 3. Kicks it right wing to Mills. Down to the right corner. 3 on the way for Herrera. An air ball. Payne underneath the hoop for the rebound is fourth with 10 seconds. Dribbles into the front court. Looks like he's going to run the clock. Down to 6. Down to 5 near the mid stripe. Sets the ball down on the C in the middle of the court. 2 seconds, and that should end the ball game. Your Hobbs Eagles have won this one by 18, 65-47. And will keep the Eagles in contention for the #1 seed at the district tournament next week, pending the outcome of the Roswell-Clovis game later tonight. We don't have a final on that one yet, but we hopefully will get that before we're ending on the show tonight. 65-47, your Eagles are now 22-4 on the season and 5-1 in district. It'll be Carlsbad dropping to 2-4. And their record overall, 16-10. We will take a 3-minute break, come back with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Welcome back to Carlsbad. Your Hobbs Eagles victorious in their final district game of the season, winning over Carlsbad 65-47. Eagles managing 18 points in the fourth quarter and 12 for Carlsbad, so definitely getting the advantage to finish out the game. Let's look at the scoring first for the Carlsbad Cavemen. They managed 2 in double figures. Shane Sullivan with 14 points. He was 3 for 4 from the line, hit 1 tray, and had 6 rebounds. He was the top boardman for Carlsbad. Zenas Huerta, the only other guy to score in double figures, he had 11 points. He was 1 of 4 from the charity stripe, hit 2 trays. 9 points for Kyron Orgain. He almost had perfect free throw shooting. He went 5 of 6 from the charity stripe and had 3 rebounds. 5 points for Brandon Sullivan, 3 for 3 free throw shooting. He had 4 rebounds as well. Malik Mills coming in late for a tray for 3 points. Jorge Herrera had a tray for 3. And the total number 7 scoring for Carlsbad, including a bucket by Elijah Banks. They shot 12 of 17, did Carlsbad, from the free throw line for 70%. But they were out-rebounded by the Eagles. The numbers there, including 35 to 21. So 14 more rebounds for the Eagles in this contest. Although Carlsbad did win the three-point shooting contest 5 to 3. But it was not enough points, as Eagles did pull out the 18-point win. Looking at the Eagles' numbers now for scoring, 22 for Abraham Pena. Kind of a little battle going on between him and Turriatas in terms of top scorer. Abraham Pena getting a couple of 3 buckets, actually, in the fourth quarter to get the final leader there. 22 points, 2 3-pointers. Had no free throw attempts in this ball game. His 2 trays coming in the second, or make it the third quarter, but he had 8 of his points in the second quarter. Did not score in the first, but 8 in the second. So pretty good job after that throughout the rest of the game to help out the Eagles' cause. So 22 points and 4 rebounds for Pena. We mentioned Jairus Turbiatis right behind him with 19. Now he had 9 in the second quarter, so kind of the same situation that Pena had. Nothing going on much in the first quarter, just a bucket, and then came on big in the second. So Turbiatis 19 points, 5 rebounds, and was perfect 1 for 1 on the line. Also in double digits and a double-double tonight for Parker Henderson. He finished with 11 points and 16 rebounds and was 3 for 4 from the charity stripe for 75%. So some good numbers there. A couple of dunks as well for Henderson. Josiah Clay coming off the bench. Good style out there on the court. Playing some tough D as well. He had 6 points, perfect on the charity stripe, 4 for 4, and had 3 rebounds. Good spark plug for the Eagles in this one. Braddock Beatty went 3 points in the game, 1 for 2 on the line, and 1 rebound. Lyric Soria, the sophomore, hit a big tray for the Eagles. And, of course, Lyric, one of the best 3-point shooters on the team, currently second on the squad. He has 26 compared to 44 for his teammate Abraham Pena. And he did get a start tonight for the Eagles. And I believe that's about it for scoring, as the Eagles did have 6 in the books tonight for Hobbs. And looking at the rebounds, it was 35 to 21, as we mentioned earlier. Of course, Henderson had the most with 16 in the game, 5 for Turbiatis, 4 for Pena, and 3 for Josiah Clay. Eagles 3 3-pointers, 2 for Pena, and 1 for Soria. Kind of low numbers tonight for the Eagles, but they didn't need it, still winning by 18. Hobbs had 1 more turnover than Carlsbad, 17 compared to 16. Hobbs' free throw shooting very stellar, 9 of 11 for 81%. So definitely helped out the cause as the game waned on for the Eagles. Hobbs and Carlsbad were tied 10-10, just like that game was tied with Clovis last Friday. But the Eagles outscored Carlsbad 20-12 in the second quarter. In the third quarter, Eagles were up 30-22 to start, and then they end up with 17-13 to Carlsbad in the third. And the Eagles at the end getting 18 points, and it was 12 for Carlsbad. So Hobbs winning 3 out of the 4 quarters, the first one being tied at 10-10. So the big difference in this ball game definitely was the rebounding factor, 35 to 21, a 14-rebound differential coming into the game. Hobbs had out-rebounded Carlsbad in 2 contests prior, 62 to 53. So they continued on with those numbers and got the victory that they like to see at this last game of the district schedule. Of course, we mentioned if Hobbs wins this one, they did. Roswell wins their game against Clovis. We will have a pre-playoff game coming up to Monday. That'll be a 6 o'clock start time here at Carlsbad's gym. Now, the game that's going on right now, 20-5 Roswell and the Clovis Wildcats, of course. Wildcats have not won a district game. They are 0-5, and Roswell has their same record, or at least did coming into tonight, at 4-1. They have not posted that game score yet, so unfortunately can't give you the final result. If Roswell ends up losing that contest, though, that means the Hobbs Eagles will be the #1 seed automatic with no Monday pre-playoff game. So, again,
more than likely Roswell will get the victory. They've pretty much taken care of Clovis this season, but we'll have to remain to be seen here in terms of that final score. So as it looks right now, plan on a pre-playoff game coming up on Monday right here in Carlsbad once again at 6 o'clock. Now, the winner of that contest will be the #1 seed at the district tournament, and won't have to play any games until Saturday next week for the district championship on the home court. So that pretty much gives you the indication that Hobbs definitely needs to win that one. Otherwise, they have to play a Thursday semifinal at home and then have to travel to Roswell if that were the case, is how it lines up. Now, the team that does get the regular season #1 seed as of Monday's game will get an automatic bid to the state tournament, and their seed has got to be higher than any team that wins the district tournament. So unless you win both of them, that's a double bonus. But still, very important game coming up Monday. We will have that one right here with the pregame show at 5:45 and the tip-off at 6 o'clock. All the other districts around the area, of course, will be starting up as well. So lots of games, Jowl, Eunice, Tatum, Lovington, and, of course, Hobbs in their programs. Earlier tonight, Hobbs JB lost a heartbreaker to Carlsbad 46-40. But back at Task Arena tonight, the Hobbs Lady Eagles victorious 64-28. So winning that one by 36 points in Mercy Roll fashion. Coach Joey Carpenter going to 6-0 on the season for the district and automatic #1 at the district tournament, so they will host the championship game next week. I was trying to check to see if we got one more opportunity to try to get that Clovis-Roswell score. Usually when I kind of drag it on here, somebody finally texts me and somehow got the inside action on this one, but the text machine not working the way it needs to tonight. That game is in progress and going on in Clovis. And again, Clovis 8-15 and Roswell at 20-5. Roswell ranked 4th in the Max Preps poll. Of course, Clovis not even close there, not even in the top 18. So definitely more than likely Roswell going to pull out that victory. But our final score for sure, 65-47. Your Eagles victorious. They are now 22-4 on the season, and they finish up at 5-1 in the district. So lots of exciting action continues next week with the district tournament. Again, 5:45. We'll have that on the pregame show on Monday night. Like to thank Jessica Friend on the scoreboard, Allison Friend also going on the camera, and back at the station manual. I'm Ty Friend signing off. Hobbs Eagles victorious to finish up district. We'll see you Monday night right back here in Carlsbad.
Clear.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Goodbye.
Have a good one.
You too.